Imagine a world where battles are won without putting soldiers at risk. That's exactly what happened in Mali when Ibrahim Traore's drone took on insurgents in Tinsa Wartan. Here's the story of how one drone strike made a big difference. Tinsa Wartan, located in Mali, has been a hotspot for conflict. It's an area where insurgents have caused trouble for a long time. But on March 31st, 2024, everything changed. Ibrahim Traoré, a military leader, used a new weapon that would shake things up, a high-tech drone. This drone wasn't just any flying machine. It was a game-changer that could hit targets with amazing accuracy. In this video, we'll show you how this single drone strike did more than just take out enemies. We'll also talk about what it means for the future of fighting in Africa. Get ready to see how technology is changing the way countries defend themselves. The success of Ibrahim Traore's drone strike didn't happen by chance. It was the result of careful planning and teamwork between different countries in Africa. On March 30th, 2024, the Malian armed forces joined forces with the Burkina Faso army to launch a powerful air campaign. They had one goal in mind: to take down dangerous insurgent groups that had been causing trouble in the area for far too long. This wasn't just any ordinary military operation. The Malian and Burkina Faso forces got some serious backup from their Russian allies. Together, they formed a strong team that was ready to face the challenges ahead. Their main targets: groups like CSPDPA and GSIM, which had been making life difficult for people in the region. But why was this operation so important? Well, it all comes down to a place called Tinsa Wartan. This area in Mali had become a hotspot for violence and illegal activities. By securing Tinsa Wartan and the surrounding areas, the joint forces hoped to bring peace and stability back to the region. The air campaign wasn't just about dropping bombs. It was a carefully planned strategy to hit the insurgents where it hurt the most. The joint forces went after high-value targets like supply centers and vehicles used by the enemy. By doing this, they aimed to weaken the insurgents' ability to fight and cause more harm. Now, you might be wondering why Burkina Faso got involved in a fight happening in Mali. The answer is simple: solidarity. The Malian armed forces explained that this teamwork is part of a bigger plan. Mali, Burkina Faso, and other nearby countries are all part of something called the Confederation of Sahel States, or AIS for short. They've agreed to help each other out when trouble comes knocking. This mutual defense agreement is a big deal. It means that these African countries are standing together against threats instead of trying to face them alone. It's like having a group of friends who always have your back when you need them most. The Russian support in this operation was crucial. They brought advanced technology and resources that gave the Sahel Alliance forces a real edge. This partnership shows how African countries are working with allies from around the world to tackle their security challenges. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, Ibrahim Traore's drone. When it was time to strike, this high-tech machine proved its worth. Early reports suggest that the drone was incredibly effective in taking out insurgent threats. While we don't have exact numbers yet, it's clear that this single drone made a big difference in the battle. The drone's precision was a game-changer. Instead of putting soldiers in harm's way, the joint forces could target the insurgents from a safe distance. This not only protected the lives of Malian and Burkina Faso troops, but also minimized the risk of civilian casualties. But the impact of this drone strike goes beyond just one battle. It's changing the way African countries think about defending themselves. The success in Tinsa Wartan is likely to inspire other nations to invest in similar technology. We might be seeing the start of a new era in African military strategy. The joint operation in Mali shows us how teamwork, advanced technology, and smart planning can come together to make a real difference. It's not just about winning battles, it's about creating a safer, more stable future for people in the region. The success of Ibrahim Traore's drone strike was clear, but it came at a cost. In any conflict, there are always two sides to the story. While the Sahel Alliance forces celebrated their victory, they also had to face the harsh reality of war. The Malian army didn't hide the fact that they suffered significant losses during the battle in Tinsa Wartan. Although they didn't give exact numbers, it was clear that many brave soldiers paid the ultimate price. These weren't just statistics. They were sons, brothers, and fathers who gave their lives for their country. But it wasn't just the Malian forces who felt the impact. The Wagner Group, a Russian private military company supporting the operation, also experienced a major loss. They confirmed that one of their commanders died in the conflict. This was a big deal because it showed that even experienced fighters weren't safe from the dangers of this war. The loss of the Wagner commander was a turning point. It made everyone realize just how serious the situation had become. The Sahel Alliance, which includes countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, knew they had to step up their game. They couldn't let these sacrifices be in vain. This conflict isn't just about winning or losing battles. It's about the lives of real people. Families torn apart, communities destroyed, and dreams put on hold. The insurgents have caused so much pain and suffering in the region. Every day that the fighting continues, more innocent people get caught in the crossfire. That's why the success of Ibrahim Traore's drone was so important. It showed a way to fight back without putting more lives at risk. Traditional combat methods often lead to high casualties on both sides. Soldiers have to face enemies up close, increasing the chances of getting hurt or killed. But with drones, things are different. They can strike targets from far away, keeping soldiers out of harm's way. In the Tinsa Wartan operation, this made a big difference. While there were still losses, the number of casualties for the Sahel Alliance forces was much lower than it could have been. Think about it this way: every soldier who comes home safe is a family that stays together. Every life saved is a future preserved. The drone strike didn't just take out enemy targets, it protected the defenders of Mali and Burkina Faso. This new approach to warfare is changing how African countries think about security. It's not just about having the biggest army or the most powerful weapons. It's about using technology smartly to protect your people while defeating the enemy. The human impact of this conflict goes beyond just the soldiers and insurgents. Everyday people in Mali and the surrounding areas have been living in fear for too long. They've seen their homes destroyed, their livelihoods ruined, and their futures uncertain. The success of operations like the one in Tinsa Wartan gives them hope for a better tomorrow. But let's be clear, drones aren't a magic solution that will end all conflicts. They're just one tool in a larger strategy. The real key to peace in the Sahel region is cooperation between countries, smart use of technology, and a commitment to protecting civilian lives. The losses suffered in Tinsa Wartan have only made the Sahel Alliance stronger. They're more determined than ever to work together and use every tool at their disposal to bring stability to the region. It's not just about winning battles, it's about creating a safer future for everyone. As we look at the true cost of this battle, we see both tragedy and hope. Lives were lost, but new possibilities were also discovered. The use of drones like Ibrahim Traore's isn't just changing military tactics, it's changing the very nature of conflict in Africa. We've seen how Ibrahim Traore's drone strike changed the game in Mali. Now, let's talk about how drones are becoming the new face of warfare in Africa. Drones aren't just for taking pictures anymore. In places like the Sahel region, they're becoming a big part of how countries fight against threats. These flying machines are changing the way African militaries think about security. Think about traditional warfare. Soldiers on the ground, tanks rolling in, planes flying overhead. It's dangerous, costly, and often leads to many lives lost. But drones? They're different. They can go where humans can't, see things we might miss, and strike with incredible accuracy. The benefits of using drones in conflict are clear. First, they keep soldiers safer. Instead of sending troops into danger, militaries can use drones to scout areas and take out threats from a distance. This means fewer soldiers coming home injured or not coming home at all. Second, drones are precise. They can hit specific targets without causing as much damage to the surrounding area. This is crucial in places where civilians might be nearby. It's not just about winning battles, it's about protecting innocent people too. Third, drones are cost-effective. Training pilots, maintaining planes, and fueling tanks all cost a lot of money. Drones, while not cheap, can do many of the same jobs at a fraction of the price. For African countries with limited military budgets, this is a big deal. But it's not just about the drones themselves, it's about the information they provide. Drones equipped with advanced cameras and sensors can gather intelligence that would be hard or impossible to get any other way. This helps military leaders make better decisions and plan more effective operations. The success of Ibrahim Traore's drone in Mali is changing how other African countries think about their military strategies. Many are now looking to invest in similar technology. It's like a domino effect: one country sees success, and others want to follow suit. This shift to drone warfare is also changing the balance of power in the Sahel region. Countries that adopt this technology early might gain an advantage over their neighbors or potential threats. It's not just about having the biggest army anymore, it's about having the smartest, most advanced tools. But let's be clear, drones aren't a magic solution to all of Africa's security problems. They're just one tool in a bigger toolbox. The real key is how countries use them alongside other strategies and technologies. The rise of drones in African warfare also raises some important questions. How will this change the nature of conflicts in the region? Will it make wars less deadly, or just change who's at risk? And what about the ethical concerns of using unmanned vehicles in combat? These are questions that African leaders and military experts are grappling with right now. As more countries start using drones, we'll likely see new rules and agreements about how they can be used. One thing is certain: the success of drones like Ibrahim Traore's in Mali is just the beginning. We're likely to see more and more African countries turning to this technology in the coming years. It's not just about keeping up with the rest of the world, it's about finding solutions that work for Africa's unique challenges. Let's recap what we've learned about Ibrahim Traore's drone strike in Mali. This new technology proved highly effective against insurgents, changing the game for African security. But it's not just about drones, it's about unity. The Sahel Alliance members Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are standing together against threats. Their cooperation with allies like Russia, Turkey, and China is crucial for success. As one expert put it, when you have a strong country backing you, nobody can defeat you. This unity is shaping the future of warfare in Africa. Advanced technology combined with regional partnerships is creating a new landscape for security on the continent. The success in Mali is just the beginning. As African countries invest more in drones and other high-tech solutions, we'll likely see big changes in how they handle security challenges. Stay tuned to Afro page for updates on these exciting developments in African military technology and teamwork.